at 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning. It is Wednesday. It is February 14th.
Yeah, happy Valentine's Day. I was looking at the beautiful sign there.
Yeah, thank you to our producer, Hardy. You look lovely today, as always.
Thank you. Well, you look lovely as well. Well, handsome.
Thank you.
Handsome as well. Yeah, happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there. And what a better way to celebrate than to get married. So that's what all of these people did at 12:01 a.m. this morning on the steps of the Bexar County Courthouse. County Clerk Lucy Adam Clark conducted the free mass wedding ceremony. So the first 50 couples even received a rose donated by the Last Straw Florist Flower Shop.
Last straw, okay. This is the first of several mass wedding ceremonies taking place today. Other ones are scheduled for 10 o'clock this morning, noon, and then again at 2 p.m. All ceremonies are taking place on the north side of the courthouse at 100 Dolorosa Street. It was a bit of a chilly morning to tie the knot, Mike Osterhage.
Yeah, but not as cold as the past couple of mornings. I mean, the jacket's still a very, very good idea. And difference between this afternoon and the next couple of days, or the last couple of days, I should say, you may want to keep your jacket handy. So we're at 45 degrees right now, and that dew point, that bottom number, has also come up. So it's almost a little bit of a sort of a dampish cool. Got a couple of clouds out there, just a few high clouds starting off this morning. 63, so that's it for a high temperature today, as opposed to the upper 60s yesterday and the day before that. Now, as far as the aquifer, yesterday's reading, big drop, 1.2 feet. It dropped down, and the allergens, excuse me, the only thing showing up yesterday was mold, and it is on the low side. Here's the satellite picture, and you can see those couple of clouds that are just kind of streaming on through here. Not too bad, but they will be thickening up as the day rolls on. And these are some really high clouds, and then also some lower clouds are going to kind of come on in here. And again, they're going to combine and some other things to keep us on the cooler side. So we'll gain maybe 20 degrees throughout the course of the day, as opposed to yesterday's, 30 to 35 across the board. So we're in the a couple of upper 30s around there, 38s Bulverde, as well as Kerrville, but 45 here in town, and 43 at Randolph, as well as New Braunfels. And as far as, like I said, today, increasing clouds, not as warm this afternoon, and then tomorrow, clouds pretty much all day long. A couple of stray showers, warmer. We're going to make it up right around 70 tomorrow for most everybody. And then Friday, showers. We'll have the rain developing tomorrow night throughout most of the day on Friday. Mild, and then a front comes through late. It's overnight into Saturday morning. I think we'll still have some lingering showers Saturday morning. Then we stay very chilly. It's going to be tough to get up to 50 degrees on Saturday. Clear out. We've got another very cold morning on Sunday. We're going to be hitting freezing and staying on the cooler side. Then it does a complete 180 going into next week. More on that coming up in just a minute. But first of all, here's your Valentine's poem for dinner tonight. Roses are red. You are for me. Not much sun, clouds instead, and a high of 63. Traffic, it's part of that was already read, but I came up with a little bit of that, so I take some credit.
Kudos, Mike Osterhage.
Traffic authority right now, the man who Cupid takes lessons from.
Yes. Okay.
RJ Marquez.
A little Don Juan over here, yes. I like that, Mike. That was a really nice poem there. Yeah. Okay, so good news out on the roads right now. Traffic, it looks pretty good out there if you're about to head out right now. Loop 410 Harry Wurzbach, we are clearing out a crash that we saw earlier this morning. It was on the access road there on the eastbound lanes of 410 and Harry Wurzbach. Still see an emergency vehicle in this area, but as we see from our traffic maps, traffic is moving along pretty good there in both directions, eastbound access roads and the westbound access road at Harry Wurzbach. Again, Loop 410 near the San Antonio International Airport. We do have some construction to let you know about that. Has been out there for the past couple of hours or so. This is Loop 410 southbound at Marbach Road, and not causing any major delays right now, but this construction could linger for just a little bit longer here as we get through our 5 o'clock hour. The rest of the city, everything else is looking pretty good as we get one more quick look here at TransGuide. Traffic cameras here, 35 1604. Traffic moving pretty smooth in both directions there. 1604 Northwest Military, same situation there as well. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
New this morning, check out this video. A massive house fire on San Antonio's southwest side kept firefighters very busy late last night. Fire crews arrived just before 11 p.m. to find the large fire burning in a single-story home. Firefighters say the main house is a total loss, and a house next to it suffered about $20,000 worth of damage. No one was inside the homes at the time. However, neighbors say some homeless people had been staying there. No one was hurt. Families of several Robb Elementary victims are calling on members of law enforcement to step down as they run for re-election.
Those families turned out at a candidate forum last night in Uvalde, where those running were expected to answer questions from their community. It comes just weeks after several candidates were named in a Department of Justice report on the 2022 shooting. Now, the people most impacted by the shooting spoke with our Lee Waldman about their concerns.
I need them to withdraw from this candidacy.
Armed with signs and photos of Robb Elementary victims and survivors, crowd on the Southwest Texas Junior College campus.
We're done being silenced. We're done being silenced.
Demanded to be heard.
My son should not be in this coffin. He should not be in heaven. He should be right here, ready with his brothers.
Last month, a report by the Department of Justice laid out failures by law enforcement in the Robb Elementary response, including 3 individuals, Sheriff Ruben Nolasco and Constables Johnny Field and Emmanuel Zamora.
They didn't help the 21. They haven't helped our kids. They will not help yours either.
They don't deserve to be working anymore. I mean, resign.
While the signs they brought
I don't trust them to protect me anymore.
were kept outside of the auditorium. They filled the seats eagerly waiting to hear from the candidates. Sheriff Nolasco was a no-show. Field and Zamora showed up, but evidently left before their turn to speak.
We had 3 other candidates in the green room, and they left: Max Dorflinger, Emmanuel Zamora, and Johnny Field.
However, some of their opponents took the opportunity to criticize their response on May 24th.
The DOJ made it very clear. It was a failure in every form and fashion. If I was there that day, I would have turned in my badge and never shown my face in this town again.
In Uvalde, Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
To Austin now, an emergency room became the scene of a scary accident last night after a car smashed into it. Police in Austin say the driver of the car was pronounced dead at the scene. Here's video from inside that ER. It happened just before 6 last night at St. David's North Austin Medical Center. 2 children and 1 adult were transported to Dell Children's. Another adult was taken to Round Rock Medical Center. At least 1 child and 1 adult have life-threatening injuries. A St. David's staff member said 8 other people were taken to a different hospital. Those patients were not injured in the crash and were at the hospital for other medical needs. Authorities also say they do not believe the crash was done intentionally.
Customs and Border Patrol is reporting 124,220 migrant apprehensions last month. That is less than half of the 249,735 apprehensions they reported in a record-breaking December at the border. CBP says encounters trending down is normal to see in the winter months, but Acting Commissioner Troy Miller added the drop was also fueled by, quote, enhanced enforcement efforts in January.
In a historic rebuke of a sitting cabinet member, the Republican-led House of Representatives voted to impeach Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas over his handling of the southern border.
It comes after a failed effort by Republicans last week. President Biden called the move a blatant act of unconstitutional partisanship. Now, as ABC's M. Wynn reports, this comes as House Republicans rejected several bipartisan border deals from the Senate.
For the first time in 150 years, the historic impeachment of a sitting cabinet member.
The yeas are 214 and the nays are 213. The resolution is adopted.
The Republican-led House narrowly voted to impeach Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, accusing him of refusing to enforce immigration laws, blaming him for the influx of millions of illegal migrant crossings since President Biden took office.
We did exactly what we should be doing. Now it's up to the Senate to do their job.
But the effort is expected to die in the Democratic-led Senate, where Majority Leader Chuck Schumer calls the case a sham and a new low for House Republicans. This is the second attempt by House Republicans to impeach Mayorkas. Democrats and some Republicans insist this all amounts to a simple policy disagreement, citing no evidence of high crimes and misdemeanors. The Department of Homeland Security has called the accusations baseless, saying if Republicans were serious about border security, they would pass the bipartisan border bill they helped negotiate. But last week, House Republicans rejected that deal.
National security begins with border security. We have said that all along.
House Speaker Mike Johnson is also vowing to block the new bipartisan national security bill passed yesterday in the Senate, which would deliver billions in aid to Ukraine and Israel. President Biden warned history is watching.
House Republicans, you got to decide. Are you going to stand up for freedom? Or are you going to side with terror and tyranny? You're going to stand with Ukraine? You're going to stand with Putin?
The Senate is expected to receive the articles of impeachment from the House later this month. Meanwhile, U.S. Customs and Border Protection says migrant apprehensions at the southern border have dropped by roughly half last month. Em Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
Back here at home, let's head out to the stock show and rodeo for bull riding. Last night, the bulls were fired up. We had 4 8-second rides, and here's one of them. Brady Portnier riding Adams Moneymaker, and this cowboy hangs on for the entire 8, and that's a score of 88 points. And then it's time for that cowboy to get out of the way. And ride of the night coming up here, Jeter Don Lawrence taking on the bull known as Angel's Landing. Look at him go. Lawrence earns his win, going all 8 seconds to earn 90 for the top score of the night. The 18-year-old taking care of business. Wow.
It always looks scary to me. All the time.
Every single year.
Yeah.
511, 46 degrees.
Up next, how people using Amazon Prime's ad-supported plan are getting a few extra features this month.
And next, what was supposed to be the cruise of a lifetime was rerouted. What you can do if your cruise itinerary changes at the last minute.
And kind of cold out there for this Valentine's morning. If you have any last minute errands, definitely grab that jacket. But we are looking forward to kind of a nice day. We're going to be checking with Mike very soon. Welcome back. It's 5:14. Passengers aboard a Norwegian cruise ship are livid after the cruise line changed the itinerary without warning. ABC's Trevor Alt has the details in today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, what was supposed to be the cruise of a lifetime rerouted.
So we're angry, we want to be heard, we want answers.
It happened aboard a Norwegian cruise line, originally slated to travel around South America and then on to Paradise Bay, Antarctica. But after boarding, passenger Helen Midler noticed the trip's description name was changed to simply Round Trip of South America, and the itinerary had been altered.
We are not going anywhere near mainland Antarctica, which is what we paid for.
Norwegian Cruise Line tells ABC the ship did go to Antarctica, but instead of heading to Paradise Bay near the mainland, it instead went to Admiralty Bay off an island 200 miles further north. Passenger Eric Huang says this isn't what he signed up for.
It's been largely a disappointment.
So what can you do if your cruise itinerary unexpectedly changes? It's all coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Trevor Alt, ABC News, New York.
Time now is 5:15, and we're in the late 40s. Oh, I was going to say late 40s, high 40s.
Outside with Transguide right now, 37 at Salado Creek. We've got fairly busy roads this morning, quite a bit of traffic. There's a case in point, 410 at Marbach. If you are hitting the roads, it looks like everybody's getting just a jump start on Valentine's Day. We'll talk to RJ coming up.
Diverse models.
Did you know 80% of women are struggling with hair damage? Just like I was.
Dryness and frizz could be damaged hair that can't retain moisture.
New Pantene Miracle Rescue Deep Conditioner with first of its kind melting Pro V pearls. Locks in moisture to repair 6 months of damage in one wash without weigh down.
Dara Renee.
Guaranteed or your money back.
For resilient, healthy looking hair.
Kelsey Ballerini.
If you know it's Pantene.
P&G.
Sore throat got your tongue? Mucinex Insta-Sue Sore Throat Medicated Drops. Uniquely formulated for rapid relief that lasts and lasts.
That's my baby!
Get Mucinex Insta-Sue. It's comeback season.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. Like 2 lines of unlimited for just $27.50 a line. That's half the price of Verizon or AT&T. So switch to T-Mobile and save.
Welcome back. Love is in the air.
Yeah.
Here at the anchor desk.
Yes.
I do love you guys.
I love you too.
I mean it.
Aww.
Got mad love for you guys.
Yes. with that lovely traffic behind us.
Oh yeah, that's not exactly romantic.
You know, you said it looked like a lot of people were getting an early start.
Yes.
It's because they woke up and went, oh.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean,
Maybe.
I was at HEB last night and I saw the line already kind of going out of the floral section. So
Yeah,
And
we're
it was
busy.
some last minute preps.
When I was there, it wasn't just guys either.
Oh.
There
Yes.
was a woman,
Okay.
and it's almost like we were, doing a two-step here, kind of a country dance. Everybody's trying to move around everybody. So
Yeah, it was very busy yesterday.
Well, guys, I think you will love the traffic situation right now currently as we take a look here at TransGuide traffic cameras, and things looking pretty good out there. One thing that we were following overnight, 410 and Harry Wurzbach Road, we had a crash there at the access road, but that is about to clear up, and you can see that it's not causing any major delays at the moment right now. And again, looking at our maps here, not causing any major significant delays here. This was on the eastbound access road there, Harry Wurzbach at Loop 410. And we are still following the latest here with some construction taking place here at Loop 410 southbound at Marbach Road. But again, not causing any major issues right now. All right, guys, so we got a pretty cool opportunity yesterday to go to the TransGuide field offices. So myself and our morning executive producer, Joy Presley, and one of our dayside producers, Jason Foster, got to check out the operations there at the TransGuide office in the Balcones Heights, Castle Hills area. So get this, guys, they have over 200 cameras in operations all over the entire city. They initially started with just 26 cameras in the downtown area, and now they are stretched all over Bexar County, obviously, and some of the surrounding counties as well. We have cameras all the way to Atascosa County, cameras all the way north to Comal County. It is a really cool situation out there, and the way that they do it, guys, is really interesting. This is basically the hub where they operate the TxDOT Hero trucks. And they do basically just a lot of different work out there. It was really cool to meet the individuals that are behind the cameras out there. And they are continuing to add cameras, as we've talked about in the past. 1604 is going to get some cameras. 151 is going to get some cameras coming up here in the next couple of years. So yeah, it was just a fun field trip out there to the to the TransGuide field offices. So big thank you to those folks out there at TransGuide, Mike. As we saw those cameras there, you see, how are things looking outside this morning?
A few clouds out there, but another shout out because, not only they help us out and watch, and a lot of times, we can see if there's something going on and they're watching and they're actually moving the cameras for us. So, we appreciate that. Thank you very much for that. All right, beautiful view yesterday. Wow, look at that gorgeous, gorgeous sunset over Canyon Lake. Thank you very much for that picture. And looking toward downtown, it really don't show up too awfully well, but we do have some high clouds out there this morning. Those are going to be thickening up throughout the day. Also, temperatures are up about 10 degrees on average around the area compared to this time yesterday. Remember, we dropped down to 35 here in town for a low temperature and even had some freezing readings in portions of the hill country. Also, you kind of notice a little bit more humidity when you step outside. Dew points are up 5-10 degrees, even 16 over there in Spotsford compared to this time yesterday, and they will continue to go up with the wind out of the southeast. So you'll definitely notice it more by this afternoon, overnight, and then especially by tomorrow morning and throughout the day with those dew point temperatures getting up close to 60. That's that threshold when you really start to notice it. That then is also going to help to feed some of the showers around here that are going to be moving on in. Now, as far as today is concerned, like I said, clouds are going to be increasing throughout the day. Temperatures, instead of we gained 33 degrees, went from 35 to 68 yesterday, if I do my math, and it gained maybe 20 throughout the course of the day. As a matter of fact, 63 for a high temperature. So not that big swing because of the cloud cover, because of the little bit extra humidity out there. We'll stay just a few notches below normal. Here's the satellite picture, and you can see a few of those clouds. And not only do we have moisture coming in here at the surface from the Gulf of Mexico, but obviously upstairs, all of this is getting pumped in from the Pacific Ocean. And there's going to be little disturbances sliding around here, and that's what's going to give us that chance for some rain. So today, like I said, just clouds increase, maybe a little sprinkle. Don't be surprised if there's one or two of them out there. And overnights throughout the day, a couple little sprinkles here and there. Then by tomorrow evening, that's when the rain really starts to get going here. And again, the majority of the rain is going to be further on down to the south. We'll still have a few decent showers around here. And again, this is only through tomorrow morning, and we keep some of these showers around during the day. And that computer model only goes through through Friday morning, but it will continue Friday night and even Saturday morning. And again, the majority of the rain is well down there to the south. Here in town, quarter of an inch, maybe a little bit more than that. Obviously, a couple of heavier downpours here and there. So the best chance of rain is going to be Friday, extending into early Saturday. Front comes through. Tough to hit 50 on Saturday. Freezing Sunday. Then it all flips around, and we're going to be mid to upper 70s next week. More after this.
Just about 5:28, Amazon's Prime Video has dropped some features for its users on its new ad-supported plan. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has details in today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Amazon charging extra for high-quality video and audio. Amazon confirmed Dolby Vision and Atmos surround sound are now only available to people who pay an extra $2.99 a month for its ad-free subscription. Ads are new to the service, debuting just 2 weeks ago. Lyft has expanded its program that matches female and non-binary riders to similarly identified drivers. Women Plus Connect is now available in New York, Los Angeles, and Miami, as well as other locations. The opt-in feature is designed to increase customer and driver safety. Finally, OpenAI is adding a new memory feature to ChatGPT, allowing it to remember personal details from prior conversations. The goal is for the chatbot to become smarter and more attuned to your needs over time. OpenAI says it's been trained to not automatically remember certain topics like health data. Will this be a photographic memory, or does that take time to develop? Those are your Tech Bites.
Not bad. 5:28, 45 degrees.
Well, many people are looking for a special someone this time of year, but there are also scammers looking to burn you and your wallet. Up next, how romance scams are evolving and catching people off guard.
It's going to be a very busy Wednesday. Good morning, everybody. 5:31 on your Wednesday, the 14th. It's Valentine's Day. It is also Ash Wednesday.
That's right. A lot of people on the roadways, it seems like even this morning. I mean, I know I saw more people on the road than I normally do on the way to work.
Last minute preps.
Yeah.
For Valentine's Day, I guess.
This early? My goodness. Yeah.
Also, when you head out, grab a light jacket because it's kind of cool, not as cold, and then it's going to stay kind of coolish throughout the day today. So we'll keep a couple of clouds around here. Here we go. Nice view of the skyline downtown, and we have a temperature right now of 45, so 10 above yesterday's low temperature. This is what the normal low is this time of year. Also, that number, dew point, measure moisture in the atmosphere, has gone up, and we have no wind really to speak of out there at the airport. A couple of high clouds as well, and with that somewhat extra humidity, it's almost feeling kind of like a dampish sort of cool out there. Most everybody is now in the 40s as opposed to everybody being in the 30s yesterday. And we had even some temperatures that were flirting with the upper 20s yesterday in parts of the hill country. Mold is on the low side, and throughout the rest of today, are you ready? Pay attention. Here's a Valentine's dinner poem. I changed it a little bit. Roses are red, violets are blue, clouds overhead, and a high of 1 plus 62. Kind of stealing that little thing from Dr. Seuss, how he does that. So
that's awesome.
Very
like
good.
All right. Traffic authority right now. And the man who Valentine's was created just for.
Oh, I like this. Okay, here we go. What'd you say earlier, Mike? That Cupid takes cues. Okay, here we go. I'll take either one. Yeah, looking at traffic here, 37 at Alamo Dome, traffic moving pretty good in both directions there. So we did mention earlier that we are seeing a little bit more people on the roads than usual during your 5 o'clock hour. But good news is that we have cleared out any overnight incidents or accidents. There was an accident on Harry Wurzbach and Loop 410, but that has been cleared out. That was on the access road a little bit earlier, and there was some lingering construction as well taking place there at Loop 410 and Marbach in the west side of town, but that has been cleared out as well. So as you look here, a lot of green on our screen, so that's good news there. If you are headed out, maybe again trying to get some last minute preparations ready for your Valentine's Day. Hopefully you guys have a good one. We have been talking a lot about construction though over the past couple of weeks, and one area that we've definitely been focusing on is the northeast side, and that's definitely a spot there. If we could get switched over to prompter real quick here, that's a spot that we definitely want to check out here when we talk about all of our traffic, and especially when it comes to potholes. And that's been a big project here, and it seems like road improvement is definitely something that a lot of people are concerned about. And they say that this project there in the northeast side, especially along that stretch of 35 northeast of downtown, has caused some damage to their vehicles. So KSAT's Katrina Weber checked that out, that area along 35, to see what type of damage people are complaining about.
It started right there And as you can see, it's a little pebble. And look, it's all the way here.
A runaway crack in her windshield has Patricia Richardson herself just about at the breaking point. It's the second one for her on 2 different cars.
$535. That's for that one. And here's for my rental car. $550.
This is one price of progress she doesn't want to pay. She says road construction, a project on Interstate 35 between loops 410 and 1604, is making her drive to work dangerous.
Every morning there's pebbles hitting my car. I feel like gunshots is hitting me.
We shot this video last week during a bumpy drive along 35. Richardson believes debris from it has been doing her in. Other drivers have complained about damaged wheels and rims. The construction is being done by a contractor hired by TxDOT. I spent the better part of a week emailing, texting, and even calling, trying to get an interview with TxDOT. Instead, at the last minute, I got a written statement saying, among other things, that the agency has already repaired some of the rough areas of the road and was still working to identify and fix others. After that email, we went back and did notice patched up spots that seemed to make the ride feel a bit smoother. Whether it feels safer to Richardson remains to be seen.
Someone else has to be accountable for the danger that they're putting us in.
As for the damage, accountability could be on the contractor. TxDOT says drivers can submit claims for repairs, and it will pass them along to that company. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
All right, obviously there's a lot of construction going on across the city of San Antonio, and at this point, there is no word on how long it will take to process those claims that Katrina was talking about. TxDOT told us that it cannot speak on behalf of the contractor. The contractor, meanwhile, directed us back to TxDOT for any information. So if you need to file a claim on any of these construction projects or things of that nature, there is a link for that in our story on our website at ksat.com. Mark and Stephanie.
RJ, thank you. Now to that terrifying crash inside a hospital up in North Austin, a car careening right into their emergency room.
Patients and staff are seen running for their lives. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has the details.
This was the scene moments after a car came crashing through an emergency room in Austin, Texas. Smoke filling the waiting room at St. David's North Medical Center. The vehicle's tires apparently still screeching as patients and staff ran for cover. Stephen Hughes was waiting for his wife in emergency surgery.
I saw taillights of a vehicle buried deep into the lobby. I could hear tires spinning. And there was some glass and water on the ground.
The driver was pronounced dead on the scene. Hospital staff and firefighters performing emergency medical services.
They also did extrication of the vehicle and started with the hospital staff with CPR on that patient.
At least 4 people were injured, including 2 children, some left in critical condition. The emergency room is now working to find other hospitals for some patients.
We have 8 patients that are queued up to go to other facilities just so that we can better regroup.
Police say the crash does not appear to be intentional. For Stephen Hughes, he's just grateful his wife is okay. Their anniversary was just yesterday.
I'm very happy to be here safely with my wife, and she's doing well.
Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Overnight, Ukraine's military says it sank a Russian landing ship in the Black Sea using naval drones. Ukraine's general staff says the large landing ship sank near a city on the Crimean Peninsula that Moscow annexed back in 2014. The Russian military did not immediately comment on the claim, saying that it downed 6 Ukrainian drones over the Black Sea overnight. One other news back here in the U.S., consumer prices rose more than expected in January amid a surge in the cost of rental housing. The increase in prices reported by the Labor Department Tuesday was the largest in 4 months. However, January is typically a strong month for inflation readings as businesses push through the price increases at the start of the year. Inflation is slowing, but experts say it's probably not fast enough to encourage federal officials to start easing interest rates soon.
It's a new beginning for the famed Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris following the fire that ravaged the landmark in April of 2019. The scaffolding surrounding the top of the cathedral has been taken down, revealing Notre Dame's new spire for the first time, adorned with a golden rooster and cross. The new spire, which was installed in December, symbolizes resilience and renewal. Much of the cathedral remains surrounded by scaffolding, which could take some time to remove.
Yeah, so big change from when I saw that last summer, because they were trying to get it ready for the Summer Olympics this year.
That's right.
But at least the scaffolding, for the most part, will be gone from the top of the structure.
Yeah, a lot of work after the damage.
539, 45 degrees.
A lot of people using dating apps these days, but you have to watch out. Up next, what you need to look out for when scammers try to take advantage of your loneliness and your quest to find that special someone.
Outside with Live Cam. We hope you have a lovely day ahead. Thanks for starting your day with us. We do love our viewers here on GMSA. Are you still looking for a Valentine? Online dating has gained popularity over the years, but finding that special someone online could come at a cost.
So as John Paul Barajas reports, scams aimed at stealing your heart and your money are on the rise.
Your perfect match could be right at your fingertips thanks to dating apps and social media. But that convenience should also come with caution.
I've seen all types of people, all walks of life, getting romance scammed. And the common denominator is loneliness.
Brianne McClellan co-founded Social Catfish, a company that verifies online identities. Her warning, an online love interest could be out to steal your heart and your money. Adding, these types of scams are evolving.
There are sites that offer images of people that don't exist. It's an AI website. They're able to use ChatGPT and manipulate what they're saying as if they speak very good English, and it can be very manipulating.
FBI data shows 1,331 Texans were victims of romance scams in 2022, losing more than $60 million. And according to the Federal Trade Commission, Americans lost $1.3 billion in romance scams that same year, nearly doubling the losses of 2021, which came out to $547 million.
There are a lot of people out there that get trapped in this fantasy, and they want to believe that someone's out there loving them, caring for them, constantly giving them attention.
Now, Social Catfish says they've identified the 100 most commonly used photos in romance scams. The list even includes some celebrities like Maroon 5 lead singer Adam Levine coming in at number 11, while actor Robert Downey Jr. is number 39.
Doing your due diligence by making this person video chat with you and sending a candid image. That's a for sure way to confirm who you're talking to online.
The FTC also recommends doing a reverse image search. You can do that on your phone or on your computer. All you have to do is go to images.google.com and you come down here to this camera icon, click that, and upload the picture in question. Google will then show you how many times or where that photo has been used. And if it hasn't, like this one, it'll just bring up similar images. We also have more tips on romance scams on our website, KSAT.com. John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
I didn't know about that till a couple of years ago. I watched that MTV show Catfish, and they do image searches like that all the time because that's one of their first clues that somebody's not being straight with them.
Yeah, it's neat how much you can find now.
545, 45 degrees.
Let's look out there with TransGuide. We had a busier morning earlier, and now looking at 281 at Redland, things are moving this Valentine's morning. We're going to check in with RJ very soon.
Welcome back. It's 5:49. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone out there. Taking a look at here at TransGuide traffic cameras, Loop 410 Harry Wurzbach. We saw an accident there earlier, but that has been cleared out, so that's good news there for our drivers near the San Antonio airport. 37 at Pecan Valley, traffic moving along pretty smooth in both directions there. See if we can get one more here. 37 at Salado Creek, same situation there as well. A couple things to let you know about if you are about to head out, especially on the north side. We do have a stalled vehicle being reported Loop 1604 westbound at Rogers Ranch Parkway. This is going to be affecting all of our traffic headed over to Northwest Military Highway and over to I-10. And in the west side, we have a car fire that's being reported right now on Highway 151 at Acme Road. So this is actually off the highway. This is closer to right there, Barrera Parkway and Acme Road. But again, something that might cause an issue for our drivers heading the west side of town. Right now, inbound traffic times. Traffic looking pretty good. Remember, we've been seeing a little bit more traffic out there earlier on your Wednesday morning right now, but traffic times looking pretty good for most of our surrounding areas if you are headed into the city of San Antonio right now, guys.
Yeah, even though it's midweek, restaurants will be very busy for both lunch and dinner today.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot of going out today.
And then probably this weekend coming up as well.
Yeah, because some people can't make their schedules meet up during the week. Yeah, very true.
And if you are heading out this evening, take a light jacket. I mean, you might probably want to keep it handy all day long. It kind of coolish out there, not as cold as yesterday, and it's going to stay cool-ish this afternoon. Waiting on spring, and yes, beautiful view of the cardinal. Too bad we didn't see a male cardinal as well, more vivid red in color. Yeah, he's out getting Valentine's stuff. Yeah. So anyway, you'll get your Valentine's bird seed there. But anyway, thank you very much for the KSAT Connect shot. All right, looking at the skyline, looks very nice out there, as you can see, very clear down here at the surface. We do have a few kind of high-level clouds that are hanging around here, and then those are going to be thickening up as the day rolls on. So just going to finish up basically on the cloudy side late this afternoon. 30s in the hill country, 37 right now, Bernie, and 36 in Bulverde, but we're 45 here in town. And overall, these numbers are up anywhere from 10, maybe 11, 12 degrees compared to this time yesterday. We had dropped down to 35 yesterday morning here in town, so we're at 45, which is the normal low, however. And again, those few high clouds around this morning, and then they will continue to thicken up. 58 at noon and 63 high temperature. 5 below where we were yesterday in the upper 60s, and this is just a little bit below the normal high temperature. Here's some of the clouds that are showing up right now, and then, like I said, at the surface, we're going to start to get more moisture moving on in here, and that's going to help these clouds thicken up. And then, well, obviously, this moisture upstairs in the atmosphere coming in from the Pacific Ocean, and this is where we're going to see some of these little disturbances kind of sliding on in here. Maybe a sprinkle this afternoon. Tomorrow, a couple of scattered showers, but the better chance of rain is going to be coming on in here on Friday, which is what computer models indicate. Again, a sprinkly shower maybe today in the overnight hours, a few around tomorrow morning, and then throughout the afternoon, we're going to start to see more of this rain. This is going to continue on in through Friday morning, so it's going to be wet overnight, tomorrow night into Friday. Even a couple of thunderstorms thrown on in here. The majority of the rain is going to be down to the southeast, but we'll still have a few, decent showers around here as well. And again, there you can see as far as rainfall at Climate Prediction Center down to the southeast, and then lesser amounts in portions of the hill country. This is where we need the majority of the rain just north of town, but that doesn't look like it's going to be happening this time around, unfortunately. So forecast goes like this today. We hit 63 for a high temperature. Clouds increase throughout the day. By dinner time, pretty much just cloudy skies. A light sprinkle is possible. Scattered showers around tomorrow. Then they'll start to pick up overnight into Friday, and decent chance of rain throughout the day Friday, overnight, and I think summer's still going to be sticking around in the morning on Saturday. We get this front moving on through here, so that's going to pull down much colder temperatures around the area. It's going to be windy on Saturday as well. I mean, this is going to be a good grilled cheese and soup day. Freezing Sunday morning, and then we will have plenty of sunshine. Good looking on Monday for the long holiday weekend for a lot of folks. President's Day on Monday. Then in behind that, look at that, back to the mid upper 70s as we go on into the mid to latter portion of next week. Whole lot more coming up after this.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, we've got some slick spots this morning after that snowstorm exited last night, but some places picked up more than 15 inches of snow. Others had their biggest snowstorm in more than 2 years, but a lot still in a snow deficit. We'll get into all of it. And then a car crashing into an emergency room in Texas overnight. We're on the scene there. You'll see those stories and so much more on GMA.
We have top stories and your local weather forecast coming up. Also ahead on our next hour of GMSA this morning, a road improvement project on I-35 on the far northeast side is leaving some drivers with serious headaches. Katrina Weber is following this story very closely and has talked to a woman who has dealt with vehicle damage not once, but twice. And up next, the high-stakes race for the Democratic nomination to challenge Texas Senator Ted Cruz. We will hear from both Colin Allred and Roland Gutierrez about critical issues ahead of Election Day. And checking TransGuide right now, I just talked to RJ Marquez as we head to break. Good news, there are no accidents, but we are noticing heavier traffic on all the roads around our region this morning. So plan ahead, factor that into your Valentine's Day work commute. It's coming up in about 3 minutes. We'll see you for the top of the hour.
Good morning. Happy Valentine's Day. Love is in the air this morning, that cold air at 45 degrees. Get out your best Valentine's sweater or jacket this morning.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And a good morning to you. It is 6 a.m. on your Wednesday. It is February 14th.
That's right. Happy Valentine's Day. And you can see love is in the air here as well.
That's right. Mike Ostrade joins us now with a look ahead at what we hope is a warming forecast for our Wednesday.
Not as much as yesterday.
Okay.
Now, if you want a warming forecast, we've got to jump way ahead to about this time next week. But between now and then, we do have another front moving on through here. We'll warm a little bit, kind of, have the ups and downs somewhat. We do have some clouds hanging around here right now. Not bad. And that's not acting like too much of a blanket, which is allowing temperatures to drop down somewhat, down to 36 now. Bulverde, we're at 44, so we've dropped 1 degree. But we do have more humidity around here, so we're not going to drop that much more from where we are right now. Obviously, some upper 30s in portions of the hill country. Molds on the low side, no mountain cedar showing up. Is the season coming to an end, or has it finally ended? The update's going to be coming out later on this morning. And as far as the rest of today, clouds are definitely going to be thickening up as the day rolls on. Mostly cloudy skies by noon. We are going to make it up to 56 degrees at 11, 58 at noon, and then we top off at 63. So yes, we do warm up, but not even quite 20 degrees from where we are right now up to 63, as opposed to yesterday. We warmed up anywhere from 30 to 35 degrees over the course of the day because we had all that sunshine and the drier air. Humidity continues to increase tonight. Plenty of clouds around tomorrow. A couple of stray scattered showers here or there, but then better rain chances Friday leading into the weekend, and another big front. So we're looking at a pretty cold weekend around here. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority. Little do folks know, the R&RJ stands for Romance Marquez.
Okay. Wow, you're just impressing me today, Mike. One after the other. I'm going to put that on my tombstone, I guess. That's a good one. All right, guys, taking a look at traffic right now. I-10 at Frio, traffic moving pretty smooth here. But again, that metal plate there is in that area. We'll talk about that here in just a little bit. We are starting to see a lot more people out on the roads right now. Take a look at this shot behind me now. TransGuide traffic cameras taking a look at 35 north at Loop 410, because I believe there is a crash that is now being reported on Walsham Road, actually. So northbound 35 right at Loop 410. So we just saw that TransGuide just switched that camera up on us. Just got off the phone with them, so we will continue to gather more details on that here in just a bit. But again, northeast side, 410, 35 there, Walsham Road. Keep that one in mind if you are about to head out right now on the northeast side. The rest of the city, everything's looking pretty good for the most part. We had that car fire that was being reported earlier on 151 at Acme Road. That has not caused any major delays for the moment right now. So again, everything looking pretty good as we take a look and get you on your way for your 6 o'clock hour. So we just saw that camera there, I-10 at Frio, and we've been talking about this metal plate now for a while now, because we've been talking to you about it because it continues to cause drivers to hit the brakes in the middle of the interstate. We showed you this drone video last week. So we're talking about that metal plate. It's about 1 inch above the ground and large screws going across I-10 just north of the Fine Silver Curve, north of downtown. So this is just the beginning of a joint replacement repairs along I-10 in both directions, starting from Walsh to Hildebrand Avenue. So there are signs warning drivers to slow down and look out for that large bump. But we talked to one of these drivers. Alejandro Salazar owns a tire shop along I-10, and many of his customers say that they have been caught off guard.
I didn't notice it, and I just tried to slow down as much as I could without causing an accident.
All right, so that was Alejandro Salazar. So he says that drivers with low tire tread or vehicles that are low to the ground need to take a lot of precautions when driving through that area. The construction is set to last until December, and you can read more about this story on KSAT.com. Mark and Stephanie.
New this morning, a massive house fire on San Antonio's southwest side kept firefighters busy late last night. Crews say the house in the 200 block of Briggs Avenue near Somerset Road is a complete loss, and you can tell why looking at this video. The house to the right of it suffered about $20,000 worth of damage. No one was inside the homes at the time, and no one was hurt.
A teen facing multiple active warrants is now behind bars after Bexar County officials say he told law enforcement agencies through social media posts to come catch him. In one of the videos posted last week, the teen was removing his ankle monitor with the caption, "Tell gang unit to catch me." In another video, the suspect was seen breaking into a DPS vehicle in Pflugerville, which is north of Austin. Bexar County Sheriff Javier Salazar says during the investigation, deputies found a photo of the suspect wearing a KKK hood with a caption threatening the African American community. Officials say the teen is now in custody.
This morning, the investigations continue after a man was killed and his daughter was injured in a shooting at a home up in Stone Oak. The shooting happened around 10 o'clock yesterday morning on Cheyenne Creek near Evans Road on the far north side. According to SAPD Chief William McManus, a 43-year-old man was found shot dead with a gunshot wound, and his 23-year-old daughter was taken to a hospital in critical condition. The chief says there is still no danger to the public. We're still waiting for more information, but he did say yesterday officers have responded to this home in the past for mental health and disturbance calls. If you or someone you know is going through a domestic violence situation, we want you to know there is help out there. Scan the QR code on your screen. It'll take you to a list of resources available that can help. Head to KSAT.com/domestic violence for more on domestic violence and what it entails.
In a court, a jury heard testimony in the case of a man accused of killing his sister's boyfriend. Investigators say in September of 2022, Isaiah Acosta shot Alvin McShaw at his apartment on Oak Manor Drive in the medical center. Police arrived at that complex and found McShaw lying in the hallway outside of Acosta's apartment with a gunshot wound to the head. He died the next day. Now, according to a police affidavit, Acosta told police that he shot McShaw. And yesterday, a mutual friend of Acosta's sister and McShaw told the court that the defendant's sister called her the night of the shooting.
I proceeded to call her back, but I talked to her, I know, around 3 in the morning, and she was hysterical, telling me that her brother had shot Alvin.
If convicted, Acosta faces between 5 and 99 years in prison.
The Texas primary is set for March 5th, and early voting starts in a week on February 20th.
One of the races people will be watching is the Democratic primary for Senate. The winner there will face Republican Senator Ted Cruz.
That's right. Max Massey sat down with the two top candidates in that race.
And that I've served in Congress in a way that shows that you can bring folks together from all different walks of life.
For me, everything kind of changed in Uvalde. And to those parents that are out there, in large part, that's what this race is about.
These two Democrats duking it out. These are the two favorites of the 9 people listed on the March 5th ballot. They're fighting to see who will take on Ted Cruz in November.
I feel really strongly that we can't afford 6 more years of Ted Cruz.
Colin Allred is a former voting rights attorney. He currently serves in the United States House of Representatives.
I think most folks go to work every single day with folks who they disagree with. And they have to find a way to get to work and to actually get things done. And I think they expect the same from their elected officials.
And Roland Gutierrez, he's an immigration attorney and a current Texas state senator.
So far as, electability and winning, the guy that got us closest was a guy named Beto O'Rourke. And he got us within 2.5 percentage points, 250,000 votes. And he was a progressive, as am I.
There are a lot of topics that Texans are concerned with, especially when it comes to the border. It's an issue that each Democrat has a different proposal for, which is a point of contention.
I know that the border is in crisis and that our immigration system is broken. I've signed on and working on legislation with Veronica Escobar called the Dignity Act. That's bipartisan. That's a comprehensive reform that would secure our border.
The Dignity Act is an extensive proposal that in part not only has various paths to citizenship, asylum reform, and visa reform, but it also consists of more funding for border security, including a clause that states requirements for CBP to construct and deploy enhanced barriers where it is most effective and beneficial to establishing an operational advantage at the border.
Not this madness that they're talking about right now, not their so-called Dignity Act, which I call the Indignity Act.
It appears that one candidate is working to find middle ground.
I don't think you have time for kind of theoretical ideas or for just grandstanding. You have to actually pass legislation that's going to help folks. But it is going to take a bipartisan approach to this, and we have to bring folks together around this.
And the other is championing his ideals for what he says his constituents envision.
I think, sure. I think you're going to find out whether we're electable or not. But Texans are going to get a different kind of candidate this November if I'm the nominee. They're going to get a different kind of candidate. One that cares, one that's all in with them, and one that's all heart. And I won't stop.
Regardless of the differences, both candidates telling me they are fighting fair. They are optimistic, and no matter who wins the primary, they will support the primary winner come November. Max Massey, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Max. New deadlines coming up before the March primary. To apply for a mail-in ballot, you have until February 23rd. Also, you can vote early from February 20th through March 1st. Election day is March 5th. We have voting information in all the places where you can vote early over on KSAT.com.
Time now, 6:10 and 45 degrees for now.
Up next on GMSA, bull riding is returning, the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo. We've got some highlights in moments.
And looking out there with live cam, we're starting your Valentine's morning. Yeah, that cold 45 degrees, and it's going to kind of stay a little cooler this afternoon, but nothing we can't handle. It's this weekend that's going to get kind of cold. We're going to check in with Mike for all those details.